religious angle? Maybe... No, he never gave any information about the fucking monks, and I'm not sure how I'd make the jump from the monastery to acting. Like, what the fuck is his motivation? At least if I knew, I could work out a wish. Fuck. Okay. Let me adjust some things here, make sure that my music isn't drowning me out. I can't just ask him what his motivation is, he doesn't fucking know. Not to mention, that's clumsy as fuck, the author just directly asking the character in the fucking text. Well, I guess it doesn't say much for previous chapters, does it? It's better if he can bounce off my cast, so... maybe something like this? Okay. Drink. Chaos, homicide, quiet get together. Let's see who will expire. The god of fate is ready to... yeah, I'm not a lyricist. Okay, whatever. Scenario 1. A play about monks. Here's a spiel I would write in that I'm not entirely... Monks! Sarcastic commentary. Everyone introduce yourselves! Right, okay, so everyone introduce yourselves. Yeah, whatever. I'm Vincent Marshall Reed and I need a drink. Of course you do. I'm Britishly back to my notes to disguise the fact that I'm the killer again because our host is unoriginal. Wow, who could have foreseen that I'm also the killer? This is a sarcastic one-liner. Well, shucks, y'all! I've never been in a play before! I was stagehead once, so I'm going to focus on that and not on my horrible guilt complex. Oh goodness, this is all terribly confusing. I'm a fish out of water and I'm doing my best. I'm trying on all the costumes at once. It's funny when children say fuck. Park the car at Harvard Yard, Bonnie Brooklyn aside. Did you know if you step on both pedals on your car at once, it takes a screenshot? What? I'm Dr. McGillicuddy and... fuck. Right. Can't believe I missed the bastard. He was an absolute pain in the ass, but his voice was great for bouncing off everyone else. But now I have Steven, so... Let's see. Well, that was a lovely show, Miss Garden. I'm agreeable to a fault in every situation. God, and that's part of the problem. I don't get what his place is in the cast. He just is whatever the scenario calls for and nothing else. He's practically another mask, but he can't be a mask because he's here and he's a person, and I can't write for them. This whole thing has always been about telling people stories, but Steven doesn't have a story. He's empty. If I can't work with what's around me, then what's left? I don't have any pieces. Stop! Stop doing that! Stop! I'm trying! I know I said I have to become fate, but I didn't actually mean it! That's all part of the fucking plot. It doesn't mean I can't still be me. I know I talked big about running the show, but this whole thing has always been about the characters. I can't just walk back on that. The whole point was that they all choose to fight me, so... Stop! Fuck! That's the problem. I said I'd be fate. That ink's dry. But I keep just letting the characters decide most of the script. And I can't... well, fate can't do that. We all have roles to play, and I'm still not playing mine. Except for all the blood and death, I guess. Which is... getting easier. Is it bad that it's getting easier again? I don't know anymore. I just wanted to help. How do I do that when I have to decide things all by myself? It's all so big, and I'm just me. And that has to stop, but I don't know how. I don't have any words.
Thank you so much for your donation.
What? A donation? Whoa! Chat, calm down. We're not in a game. It's not like I can spin the wheel. Wait. Is this a script? Okay, listen. I know I have some decent writers out there in the audience, but... wait. Who wrote this? 'Cause, this is actually pretty good. You even got my lines right, whoever you are. But it's not like this is actually Steven's story. I can't just... Actually, wait. Why can't I? Who says I have to tell a character's story perfectly? It's not like I haven't left out details for drama before. And I'm fate. Technically, once I ascend, it doesn't matter what anyone's story was. I'm the one writing everything. Steven's story can be whatever I want. Actually, this whole void can be whatever I want. As long as I'm being the villain, I can do whatever I want. I can just choose to take inspiration from elsewhere and then just... whatever I say goes. Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Let's be fate. Well, here it is! Stephen Cutter's backstory, dusted off, polished up, and ready to be used for a grand performance. And I must say, whoever wrote it did a splendid job. The drama, the dialogue, everything. And of course, that was me. Obviously, I had to do Stephen's story justice after all. Something to rise up to a Shakespearean tragedy. And my goodness does this deliver. But of course, we couldn't dip into it immediately. First we had a warm-up performance to set the stage and to introduce the audience to our players. This theater production is not going well. Alright, so, cast and crew, gather round. I need to turn the music down a little bit. It's opening night of our big show, Faust, Turn on the Dark, the anime, the play, and I am so excited! All the blood, sweat, and tears that have been poured into this production are finally about to pay off. We have a full house out there tonight, and after all the preparation, I'm sure nothing can possibly go wrong. Right, before we go on, let's do a quick rundown of the cast and crew. Shit, I have 13 here and I only need 10. That's awkward. Sorry, Ezra, Grace, Tommy, I need this space. Guess I'm gonna break all your bones and then have you explode.
What? You could have just sent us back to the lounge,
Yeah,
you
did you know
bitch!
somebody had to break a leg? And besides, I haven't used to do this like all the time. And like, why did I stop? Anyway, introducing our cast, starting with, of course, our star here, Faust himself, Stephen Cutter.
I know not who this Stephen Cutter is. I'm sure he is in a lesser establishment. Mine is a place of great respect, and I will be referred to as Dr. Faust. Thank you.
My apologies, Dr. Faust. You're so good at being in character. And of course, you have our leading lady, Vivian Avray.
Oh, bonjour! Je m'appelle Vivian Auvray. Comment allez-vous aujourd'hui?
There's so much French happening in this show this season, and I do not know why.
Oh, no! I'm so sorry. It's just a little prank I play on new troop members, you know, and this is a lot of new troop members. Quentin, where did you find all of them?
I don't quite recall, actually. But if we have bodies, then we have bodies. We could really use the stagehands.
Yeah, exactly. We could use the stage hands, and somebody has to set up all these cosplays. Don't worry about it. Where is my music? There we go. Don't know why that stopped. Well, anyway, Quentin, by the way, you're also here. You are, of course, an excellent director. I'm just here as your stage manager. Don't worry about it.
Of course it goes without saying.
Of course. And, of course, we have Anton DeLong here.
Oh, I don't know why it took so long to get to me. After all, I thought we were going to have you having a good show this season, but it seems with more hands, it'll make light work.
Well, it's because we had to spend so much time getting you set up in the, the ropes, the pulleys. You have to do that whole action swing where you save a baby when it falls to the ground. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Right. Stephen Cutter was in his element on that stage. Well, I say Stephen Cutter, though he believed himself truly to be the role of Faust. But he never dropped character, not once. Through the tragic death of Anton, or the untimely demise of Quentin, or as his dear Vivian died in his arms, nor all that furious quoting of Shakespeare from Thorin and the chaos around that. Stephen was true to Faust until the very end. But the mask cannot stay on forever. By the end of the show, Stephen was forced to remove it and face the real show in front of him. His own story. Allow me to present the story of Stephen Cutter. Your childhood was a blur until the age of 7, but you knew one important detail. Your parents did not want you. Why else would they have given you up 7 years after your birth? You never knew them well enough to say, and the monks that raised you never spoke more of it. They taught you well enough in the matters of the spirit, and made sure you were as physically fit as any growing boy your age. But emotionally, you were stunted, would be how polite people would put it. All that changed when you discovered acting. You saw a performance one night, and it changed your life. Something, seeing people walk on stage and become someone else. It was as close as you could get to putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And the monks figured maybe this would help you develop your sorely lacking emotional health, so they encouraged this hobby. Rightfully so. You were good. Scarily good, for as young as you were, getting signed on with the Mockingbird Players. Mostly in supporting roles, of course. You were a solid actor, but you didn't have the emotional depth to lead. And then they prepared to present Faustus, a classic production by one of the greatest writers of all time. And that, you decided, was when you were going to make the leap. You had become a star, and you were bound and determined to do it. You studied, and you practiced, and you gave your all in the audition, waiting on pins and needles for that fateful casting announcement.
Mockingbirds! Gather around! Everyone have a seat, please. The cast list for Faustus is finally out. It was a tough call. A lot of extravagant auditions, but after plenty of thinking and, plenty of drinking, I have my final list. Read and sign off if you agree with the casting choices. If not, please, do speak with me.
Alright, let's have a look here. Starting at the top for Faust, and there I am, to the surprise of no one.
Really? Let me see. Oh. So you are. Well, congratulations, Anton.
Thank you, Stephen, though you shouldn't be surprised. After all, was there any doubt anyone but I could play Faust?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Anton. You're good. But I debated playing it myself.
Oh, stop it, Clinton. Anton is perfect for the role. And, oh my goodness, I'm Marguerite. Oh my goodness, Anton, the two of us together. Isn't that exciting?
Of course that's exciting, Vivian. Having a seasoned actor such as yourself will be perfect for helping the audience believe I am in love with you.
I'm sure the two of you will be fantastic.
Oh, Stephen, you're going to be fantastic too. After all, supporting cast is just as important as the main cast.
Yes, all done and good. Now I need to prep for the costume designers. Again, if you have any questions or concerns with the current cast list, please follow me to my office.
Yes, of course, sir.
Stephen, I didn't actually expect anyone to follow me. Is everything all right with the cast? Are you satisfied with Valentine?
Well, sir, it's just... Have I done something wrong?
Not that I know of. Have you done something wrong that I should know about?
Well, I can only assume I have, sir. I'd certainly like to think my audition was the best I've delivered yet for the part of Faust, yet I'm playing Valentine, and I'm just not certain as to why that would be.
Oh, Stephen. Your Faust audition was exceptional. But there are other roles to play other than Faust. A side is just as important as the front. That and you're incredibly young.
Well, I don't see what age has to do with anything. If I'm going to be someone else, then I...
Yes, if I wanted a 20-year-old Faust. Stephen, please. You couldn't grow a beard even if I wanted you to. Play to your strengths, son.
I will certainly try. Thank you for your time, sir.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to my office. We've got a busy couple of months ahead of us. I hope that you'll learn to love Valentine just as much as I do.
You were devastated. Why wouldn't you be? Here you'd thrown your heart and your soul into the role, all but becoming Faust. And now Faust would be stuck in the back while this pretender took his role? The play was always meant to be a tragedy, but this was just unfair. Fortunately for you, fate seemed to be on your side, though it certainly wasn't on Anton's. It would seem your rival suffered a heart attack at the ripe old age of 26. A terrible tragedy, of course. The Mockingbirds were racked with grief, having lost one of their own. But the show must go on, and they needed a Faust. Fortunately, you were quite the understudy. Well, at least dear Vivian seemed to think so.
Oh, Stephen! There you are! Did you hear the news? Apparently the show is continuing. I knew Quentin was determined, but I didn't... You know, after all this...
Well, Mr. Jarvis was dead set... Oh, I'm sorry. Poor choice of words. Mr. Jarvis was determined to play the role himself, but with everything going on and how stressed he is on the best of days, I offered up my services, and he accepted.
Huh? You're playing Faust? You'll really do that?
It was the least I could do. I'm just glad I could be of use to someone.
Stephen, that's really brave of you. I don't know what to say. Thank you. You saved our show.
Oh, well, you're quite welcome, Vivian.
Oh, you can call me Vivi if you'd like. All my friends do.
Well, then I'm glad to count myself among them, Vivi. I look forward to having you as my Marguerite.
Oh, why, thank you. Stephen, about Anton. I know this isn't easy for, well, any of us. Have you been okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
Oh, I see. Must be the shock. Well, you know, things do get difficult with the show and just everything. You can always talk to me. I mean, if we're going to be Faust and Marguerite, the least we can do outside the show is be friends. If you'd like, of course.
I think I would enjoy that. Thank you, Vivi.
Well, if it isn't Romeo and Juliet. Rehearsal doesn't start for another hour. Keep it off my stage and get a room, you two.
Oh, whoops!
Adorable. Of course, Quentin misread your motivations entirely. You weren't capable of love, Stephen. It just wasn't in your heart, no matter how many outings you went on with Vivian. Your heart was in the performance, and your mind was focused on the premiere. You and your troupe practiced your hearts out, while Quentin got more and more distracted. Lost in his work, you thought, right up until the night of your first performance. You were already there, lost in character. You were Faust, but Quentin wanted Stephen.
Stephen, can I speak to you for a moment?
I know not this Stephen you speak of. If you wish for Dr. Faust, you have only a few minutes left before I am busy elsewhere.
That was cute before, but I'm serious now. It's in regards to Anton.
I've heard of this Anton. Why do you seek my opinion of him?
A 26-year-old man, fit in his prime and healthy with no ailments of any kind as far as we know, has died of a heart attack. Does that not seem suspicious to you?
Heart attacks happen every day, Mr. Jarvis.
Stephen, have you done something wrong that I should know about?
I cannot possibly imagine that I have, Mr. Jarvis. I am nothing more than an actor playing his part. If there is something wrong with that, then there is something wrong with all of us.
So it was you. I had my suspicions. Everything worked out so perfectly for you. I could see the look on your face the second you laid eyes on that paper, and now we've lost our true lead actor. All you had to do was play to your strengths. Truly, this could have been an excellent performance. maybe it still could be.
Have some last-minute notes, do you, Mr. Jarvis?
Whether you pulled some strings or did it yourself, I'll have no idea. But I know you had something to do with Anton's death. Confess that to me, and only me, and we will proceed as normal. Faustus will open in 5 minutes, just like it should. You will have your show. Or I shut this down right now and tell the audience exactly who you are and what you did.
You shut down the... You would tear this, all of this, everything we built down, based on this insane belief that I gave a man a heart attack. And you think everyone out there will believe you?
In a heartbeat.
And if I tell you this, what you want to hear, if I tell you what you insist upon hearing, I perform.
You will get to be Faust. The role that you would kill for.
Then it's hardly a choice, is it? Very well. That night, after casting, I was devastated, and...
Yes? Go on.
What happened next needs to be explained, step by step. For like most wonders of the theater, even after seeing it, it was hard to believe. The Mockingbird Theater needed some repairs. Some of the floorboards, for instance, were loose. Loose enough to send the screws meant to hold them down flying if stepped on with enough force by someone determined to get his truth. And when something metal strikes scaffolding with enough force, it makes a hell of a noise. Enough to alert the stagehands above, causing one to drop his toolbox. Of course, he would cry out in alarm, a shocked, shouted, "Oh!" which another one, awaiting the cue of "go," unfortunately misheard, taking out all of the lights in the theater before their time. And in their panic to get the lights back on, the rest of the stagehands, up above, knocked a floodlight loose. A pity that gravity took it directly onto poor Quentin's head. Rube Goldberg would be morbidly pleased. Admit it. You don't believe me. Just like I thought you wouldn't. You weren't shocked, Stephen. You were incapable of shock. Your heart was on the performance, and your mind was set on stepping out on stage. Faust could not be stopped by such frivolous things, and so you took to the stage, despite the noise, despite the murmurs of the uneasy crowd, despite the lights burning painfully bright in compensation for their earlier failure. And you performed admirably, summoning the demon that would get you all that you desire. Summoning Mephistopheles. And that, I believe, is my cue.
And who are you, spirit? A damned soul come from the pits of hell by my call?
Oh, I'm so much more than that. Congratulations, Stephen. Oh, sorry, it's Faust, isn't it? You made a call to join the big leagues.
I see. Then my experiments have been a success.
Manner of speaking. Rituals and the like make mortals feel better. It's the desire to damn themselves that calls me, though.
And that is a price I will pay.
A price you've paid already. For power, for adoration, for all the recognition you could desire, far beyond what your mortal training could allow.
Recognition.
Oh, am I getting through to the real you now? Or as close to the real you as you believe there is at any rate. But yes, recognition. At the center of all this, at the center of this broken shell and his damned soul, is the one desire that fuels every man. The desire to be loved. You never felt love before, not truly. But here, on this stage, you're the center of the audience's hearts and minds. You're all they think about. You're loved.
I can see that now. It feels... I don't have a word for it.
Not surprising. You're just the actor, I'm the writer. But that's all irrelevant. I've delivered, so now I need you to deliver. The deal is made, and so I'm here to collect.
Collect? But...
Oh, listen, we've been off script for a while. No point in acting so surprised now. All you have to do is take that cute little ritual dagger in your hand and give me some blood. You know us devils. Ink is never enough to make something official.
Of course. If this fulfills the pledge.
Stop! Stephen, stop! Don't you realize what you're doing?
I am playing to my strengths. I am doing what must be done to move myself forward. To move this story forward.
No, this is going too far. Stephen, this isn't acting. You're about to cut yourself open. How is that moving forward? You'll die!
Blood, sweat, and tears. They go into every performance. Every man must be willing to give his all, to sacrifice all, to achieve what fate says he must.
But not like this. This is wrong. Quentin would have wanted... Oh God. Stephen, I think Quentin's dead. I found him and he... We need to stop this.
And a dead man affects me how?
Stephen, what are you talking
My
about?
name is not Stephen! My name is Dr. Johann Faust!
So you are. Really, Vivi. Can I call you Vivi? Really, Vivi, you're wasting your time. Faust would not recant. And why should dear Stephen? Wouldn't it be true to the character for him to do this? Any man desperate enough to make a deal with the devil wouldn't be swayed by some strange woman screaming at him.
What are you... No, oh Stephen, we need to get away now. Whatever that thing is, I think this is the devil.
Of course I am. I'm doing what any good performer does in playing their part. Now then, I'm getting really tired of you. Faust, new arrangement. Doesn't have to be your blood. There's a spark of goodness holding you back from greatness. If you want something beyond these surface-level cheers, you will snuff it out.
As you wish.
Wait, no! No! What are you doing? This isn't who you are, Stephen! Don't you remember? Don't you remember us? Please! I love you! And you will love
And... Sorry, and that's 3. A pretty good number. But you know, I prefer 4. And so, the final sacrifice began. Sparks flew, the only warning of the broken, overcharged lighting system's imminent failure before it caught flame. Detractors always said the Mockingbird Theater was a total fire trap. I don't think they meant it like this. In between scattered bones and charred ashes, none of the bodies therein were identifiable. The troupe and the poor audience members who could not escape were lost in the blaze. Which leaves us here, with you, in the void. Having concluded the performance of a lifetime, bravo. I'd clap, but the sound of one person doing it would sound sarcastic.
That happened? I don't... You're right, it is unbelievable. What kind of production was that? So violent, so unnecessary.
Yes, so violent. But violence is what I do. You have your part to play, and I have mine. Speaking of which, that wasn't a play. That was you. You in the lounge, you in here, you going forward. This is all you. This part, it's you. You were this guy. You're always gonna be this guy. And this blood will always be on your hands. Congratulations! Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I mean, that character.
You are a character, yes, but you see, the problem is you're a character convinced that you're other characters. So convoluted. It's so much simpler to realize the truth. Whether you remember it or not, all the world's a stage. And you are nothing more than a mere player.
Then they're right. I did these terrible things. I'm a killer. I'm a killer. I can't remember, but they're dead. They died because of me. I'm a bad person.
Aw, welcome to the club. You'll fit right in.
And that's why they hate me. They all hate me. Everyone hates me because
Because you're you? Oh, sorry for stepping on your line. Figured that was really the only place you could go with it. And you're correct, by the way. I mean, think about it. Why else did everyone who knows you give up on you so quickly? Your parents didn't love you. A bunch of monks couldn't teach you to feel anything. Your director didn't want you to have the one thing you always wanted. And your girlfriend. Sorry, did you realize that quite yet? That the one person who came close to loving you, you stabbed straight in the chest because the devil said pretty please? You're a killer, Stephen Cutter. One of the best I've ever seen. Better yet, you're you, with all that implies. And now it's all laid bare. Congrats on laying out that raw emotion. It's every actor's dream. See you at the rap party. Confused, horrified, devastated. Only a few of the many things he must have been feeling. It was exactly what I needed. A tragedy played out with no happily ever after and no hope. It was perfect. Or at least I thought so for a couple of minutes before the Awakened pointed their fingers at all their theories and accusations. Jeez, right as we were about to relax at this post-show Denny's, can they not even spare a minute to just stop and eat something? Alright everybody, hi! Welcome to the 3 a.m. rap party, yay! Good show everybody! How are we all feeling? I know the play didn't go exactly according to plan, but you know, the performance had spirit. Steven, you're looking down.
Everyone hates me.
Oh my god, stop being so dramatic. You only killed 3 people. That's hardly anything. Junior's killed 19 and he's doing just fine. Look at him in his cute little server uniform. Say hi, Junior.
First, it occurs to me that I still work for you for some reason, and I should really do something about that. Second, it sucks enough after the first one. Leave the guy alone.
Okay, I feel like both of you are really missing the spirit of the party part of this rap party.
You're the one who brought up the murders.
Okay, well, now that Steven's remembering everything, are we good with introductions? Everybody doing good?
No.
Yes, your problems, we heard. Anyone else? Okay, well, Junior, put in my order for pancakes. Everybody have fun!
Good morning, and welcome to Denny's located in the void. It's like purgatory inside of purgatory, a complete liminal space. There was probably a high school baseball team here an hour ago that just left, and it's time for the alcoholics and actors to show up. 3 a.m., so the parking lot is open for business. Please, take it outside.
Ah, yes, this is what having everything under control tastes like. Oh, man, I forgot how great this is.
Yo, drop the goddamn pancakes. I'm taking these.
Hey!
I've had it about up to here with you.
You're only slightly higher than the table.
Haha, very fucking funny. What the fuck is the matter with you?
Nothing, obviously. I'm feeling a lot better recently. Well, okay, feeling isn't really the right word since I'm not supposed to, but you get it.
Really? You're feeling better? Because it doesn't seem like this is going well at all. This isn't you. You've been acting, okay, weirder than normal, what with your mood swings, and this cruelty towards Steven is just unwarranted. You just said you didn't know what to do, and now you, scar him for your own amusement?
Alright, yes, you came a little late. Sorry, Princess. This is actually meant to be a little closer to how this is supposed to go. My bad for not being clear.
Okay. The lack of resolution is familiar, I'll give you that. But you've never beaten around the bush this much before delivering. What are you trying to pull here? Or are you just stalling for time?
Time doesn't exist, Grace Garden. And I'll admit, I struggled for a bit since we've officially deviated from my original script, but I came to a little realization. I'm fate! And that means the script goes where I say it does. Always. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's cool and all. Fate's got the answers. But you didn't have a script. The way you've been acting, you've been winging it. No story, no planning. What script could we have deviated from if there wasn't an original script for Steven in the first place?
This is particularly evident because everything seems to go wrong every time we get together. What, every 2 weeks?
Okay, I already told you time doesn't exist. Stop poking the fourth wall. What does it matter if I don't have a script? I've gotten things back on track, and I'm doing my job. And that job, as you're all well aware, involves your eternal suffering. So how about you all enjoy this little reprieve and eat some fucking pancakes?
You were a real ass to Steven.
Yeah, Black Star, horrifying eldritch abomination. I feed off your suffering. His was great, by the way.
Right. You're just doing your thing as usual. Being a complete tool. Here's your coffee. Black is your non-existent heart. And by the way, speaking of your job, I've heard you're writing. That didn't sound like your script.
I'm not sure what you mean.
We've seen your process. We've all experienced it firsthand. There was the music, the art, the backstory, whatever. What was his wish?
He wished to be the greatest actor, obviously.
No, he didn't, and you know it. How dare you be so blasé? That wasn't it. Otherwise, we would have known. You would have said it. Just stop lying to us.
I am the author, Valencia. I can't lie. Whatever I say goes. I say Steven's wish was to be the greatest actor, to claim the hearts and minds of the audience, and that's what it is. Ta-da!
Alright, sure. Greatest actor and all that. So if we ran this story through blackstarturnitin.com, it'd come out clean. Yeah, sure, okay.
Fucking course it would! I wrote it! I wrote everything here, Haley! And if you're not careful, this rap party is about to get a lot more violent.
And that is something that we don't want right now. Right, everyone?
Violence would only be mildly inconvenient right now.
Mr. Gwendolyn, you're about to trade the dill for the witch right now.
No, Percy's right. I'm just too tired to be mad at her right now. I need to go sit down.
Great, glad to hear it. Now, if you'll all fucking excuse me, I think I will change booths, because I would like to eat my pancakes. It would be really lame if I had to kill all of you before you did character development stuff, because that's what these scenarios are for, right? Have a good rap party.
Hey, y'all, I know things are not going great and are really confusing right now, and there isn't none that makes too much sense, but can we maybe just try to avoid pushing Miss Sim so hard?
She's nothing but a total prick since she killed Hugo. What happened? Wanting to change would be better for freaking somebody.
Exactly. Something about everything beyond that has just been plain off. Val pointed it out earlier, but haven't you all noticed that she's been, well, spiraling a bit more downward since then? More so than usual.
Yes, it's concerning. Though it's not quite spiraling, it's more... She has bad days, but those are happening more and more frequently.
Yeah, and the more they happen, the worse it ends up for us.
Yeah, I'm just confused. She was helpful when I got here. And, you know, I've heard that she was bad before, but she was helpful. You know, I thought there was some kind of development, and now she's not. I can only assume that she was like this before. I mean, she's been getting along really well with Vincent, and, you know, I've had my suspicions before that, you know, Vincent quickly doused, but I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
All right then. Best of luck on the clock then there, Junior. Look, I understand that things aren't going well. I know I said this already. Things are confusing, that she's not doing the best job explaining, yada yada. Here's the thing. Last time we did a terrible job at trying to get the information out of her, and not a lot of great stuff happened. Pretty poor things happened, actually. We don't want that again. Maybe we can go a little lighter on her. I mean, there's a difference between interrogation and flat-out bullying, right?
Alright, so how's about this then? We find the nearest gazebo, drag her there, and talk about our feelings and go from there. Alright? Good talk. I'm getting some waffles.
It's actually not a bad idea, Mr. Gwendolyn. I'll go get Junior, and, you know, we can go outside and find you're all getting up and leaving. I'm starting to think that I'm the only one who's on this train of thought.
After all the steam blew over, the awakened and Stephen finally scattered to cool down and eat some delicious pancakes, cooked by our one and only Junior. But whilst they were popular with some, Stephen Cutter could barely put a fork in his mouth. Wallowing in his own despair, the awakened cautiously did their best to make sure he was all right. Whether it be in comfort, commiserations, more pancakes, or just regular conversation, they all did their best. But the results were minimal. There were other resolutions, though, thank goodness. Grace made the rounds on apologies with Ezra and Vincent, and Valencia and Junior finally made peace with each other. Tommy and Haley also made some headway through their individual depressive episodes. And then came the downs again, with Valencia and Percy ending their relationship. Such a shame. Part of me was rooting for them. Perhaps in another time, another world, just not here. No relationships can work here, not forever. And I guess that applies to my own relationships, doesn't it? I thought claiming my space as fate would be enough, but Junior pointed out that the villain can't be working with her hero. Nor can the villain be offering Percy advice on how to deal with a breakup or anything else. And then of course I had Vinny on my back about how these aren't my answers and it doesn't fit the framework. And he wouldn't shut up and he wouldn't go away and I snapped. Again. I snapped again.
Hey, you doing alright? You look a little, red.
What? No, I'm great. Things are great. Everything is fine.
Yeah? You sure about that?
Of course, I'm sure about that. Why do people keep asking me that?
Because you have that tone of voice where things are super not great, but you're too stubborn to talk to anyone about it?
There's nothing to discuss. You're all human. I am a god in control of everything. This is fine.
Yep. And you certainly seem to be in control, alright. Couldn't help but notice Junior had that face where he's, very upset, but can't possibly talk about it.
Imagine Junior not dealing with his emotions. Amazing.
Whew. Yeah, we don't talk about that one as much. He's getting better. So you sure you're okay? Couldn't help but overhear that conversation with Percy, and you went real hard on Steven there.
I'm just doing my job, right? Playing my role? Isn't that what I'm meant to do?
Yeah, you are. You're correct. You got me there. Just, however, since we're just having a friendly conversation here, a conversation between man and God, these things happen. Call it a prayer. You'll humor me, right?
I suppose.
And since you're humoring me, and you'll listen to my, begrudged prayer, I do ask upon you that within our previous conversation, you did hold some doubt.
Maybe, but a god isn't supposed to have doubts. So, I've simply decided to not have those anymore.
Explain.
I will grudgingly admit I was unsure of where this was going at first. But I can see now that me knowing or not doesn't matter. If I need answers, I can make them come to me.
So you're going your own direction again.
Well, we were always going in my own direction. Obviously, there's no other way this can go.
And those answers that you're pulling, are they the ones that you're looking for? That you want?
They have to be.
Does that make sense?
What does it matter if it does?
Because what's an answer if it's not true?
I'll make it true. That's what matters.
Lottie.
What?
Do you remember what we talked about?
Yes, but it doesn't fit the framework.
So you will make every answer but your own.
They're all my answers, obviously, so it doesn't really matter.
No, Lottie. Stevens was wrong. Everything about that wasn't right. It wasn't in your framework. I know your framework. I've had to play it 10 times over. I don't even know what you did. And right now, I don't know if I can even talk about it, or if we can even talk about this. Clearly, this is obviously not your answers, not the author that I've been reading.
Well, we both know the old framework wasn't working, right? Something has to change.
That sounds like an excuse.
It's not an excuse! I'm playing my part! I'm doing what you said! I'm doing what I have to do.
No, you're right. You are. But make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I don't think you want to be a liar.
No, it's fine. I won't be. I can't be. I already told you, I'm a god. I'm fate, so it's impossible for me to lie. Actually, you know what? What am I even doing? Fuck it. Fuck this. Fuck you.
Holy smokes!
Oh my god. Why is this here?
Oh, not again!
Here I thought you didn't want to commit a violence in the Denny's.
You know what? Shut up. Shut up. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck off. Denny's is closed. Everybody get the fuck out.
So that was bad, right? That was really bad. That's unstable. It's unexpected. It's worse than normal.
Dare I ask how bad this is compared to normal?
So much worse. Mostly because it's unpredictable.
Yeah, so remember when I said this was like San Francisco? This is actually if like San Francisco and the Hindenburg had a baby, and then that baby had a baby with the Great Depression.
What's wrong with San Francisco?
Oh, you know what's wrong with San Francisco.
Never mind. Look, Vincent, come here. This is getting a little bit...
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Fuck, wow. She really did that. Well, I can't say I didn't ask for it, but fuck.
Vincent, Oh, okay. This isn't... Oh.
Alright, guys, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, right?
How is it getting so much easier and so much harder at the same time? The pieces are slipping through my fingers and all that's left is, well, me. Who I need to be. Who I should be. But maybe that's good. I mean, I'm a god after all, and fate besides. So if I say it will end good, then it must end good. I'm doing good. I promise. I promise.